Some of you may be wondering still why I'm asking you to read The Alchemist. I'm not telling you to read The Alchemist. You can do what you want. I'm asking you to read The Alchemist because what I'm trying to build in this classroom throughout this semester, throughout this program, I'm not trying to build great executives. I'm not trying to build great entrepreneurs. I'm trying to help build great humans. That's why I'm asking you guys to read this book. Because if you are good people, you could then be better leaders, better executives, better entrepreneurs. But it's really hard to be a good person if you have no idea what your purpose is. It's really hard. And so this book will help you to at least start asking the questions of what am I supposed to be doing? What's my purpose here? What's my gifts? What's my dreams? What do I want out of life? Because in about 8 or 9 months, you guys are going to be trying to figure out what's your next step. What's your next move? Where do I live? Where do I work? What company do I work for? Why? What will I be doing? It's really hard when you haven't asked yourself the question, what's my personal legend?
The chief executive officer, what's this executive? It can range depending on the CEO. Some are more lead with their heart. Some are more about the bottom line. So this part right here, I would argue, should shift. It should be CVO, Chief Vision Officer. Right? Because if we're in an infinite game, I need someone with vision, who can see what the problems, once the problems are solved, how to predict the next ones, and how that we can solve that so we can stay in the game. Because these folks over here are going to do the granular things. But there's no granular things if there's no vision. If there's no innovation, then there's no tech. If there's no vision, there is no finances. If there's no vision, there is no operations. So you all have to think about how can you, with your skill set, with your talents, with your experience, help support the vision. The 3 things that transcend cultural nuance: sports, food, and music. Those are the 3 things that transcend cultural nuance. Why? You don't have to speak a certain language to enjoy sport, do you? Do you have to speak a certain language to enjoy certain food? No. How about music? Kind of, but not really. If the music is dope, it doesn't matter. It's gonna hit you. Right? American music is popular overseas and vice versa. Yes?
This is interesting to me because it transcends cultural nuance, but also there's so much culture to be found in all of this.
Exactly. That's why entertainment is damn near $1 trillion business. Because they understand that one of those things are they come together. When you go to a sporting event, what do they play in the stadium? Music. And what are they selling you? Food. When you go to a restaurant, what are they playing in the background? Music. And what's typically on the television? If there's televisions in there. Guys, I'm not making this up. Be tapped in. Be tapped in. Don't be blind when you walk around outside every single day. If you can understand people, you can understand culture. If you can understand culture, you understand business.
Why did I call it a creative science of communication? Because the creative is where the finesse comes in. This is when you have your own ability to be able to share the information, to put whatever your product or service or what you're trying to accomplish in a way that pulls on one of these things. That's the science. The science is fact. If you tell a great story, this chemical is going to release to do these things. Is that your goal? Are you trying to get your consumer to be focused, to be motivated, to remember your product? Possibly. Or are you trying to create empathy for a particular campaign, product, or service? Right? Do you want people to donate? Do you want people to trust you? Do you want people invested in whatever your project is? Endorphins. Are you making them laugh? And if you do, this is what's going to be created. They're going to be engaged with the content. They're going to be relaxed with the content. And they will also be creative. The creative science of communication is understanding how all these things work and how you can leverage this understanding for your business plays. You brought up two things, because one, excuses are they're so tough, because when people use an excuse for something, 99% of the time it is valid, but it actually doesn't move you forward to whatever the thing that prevented you, right? So yes, I got sick, or yes, this bad thing happened, but that's still not going to get you to where you want to go by using that thing. So that's interesting. And then by faith, having that excuse mentality allows you to feel like the thing is happening to you and not for you. The universe is happening to you and not for you, when in fact, it's actually happening for you. So if something that you feel is negative, or something that you feel is hindering from you getting to where you want to go, most of the time, it's a lesson. Well, all the time, it's a lesson. You just got to figure out what that lesson is. And so this is this mentality of the lives are controlled by faith. I would argue that we are faith. We are in control. We are in control of how we feel about the thing, right? We can't control what's happening outside of us, out in the world, but we control how we feel about it.